Welcome back to Fourth and Three Dudes. This is episode 28, the week of the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. At least we can still call it that. So anyway, my name is Chris Nama, coming to you here from cold and dreary Peachtree Corners, Georgia. Gentlemen, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
My name is Chris Burnett by law. I also am known to go by Bernie. Here in St. Mary's, just a 40-minute drive to Everbank Stadium.
I'm Cord, and I was valedictorian of my homeschool class.
You can't pronounce it.
There wasn't a lot of competition.
Well, class of two?
Class of one. It's all good.
It was me and Blackie the dog.
Nice. All right. Well, before we get into what we did for this bye week, I am going with a Beeman Diet Coke. So figured go ahead and just truly get ready for the cocktail party.
Is it a Sean Beamer? Or a Shane Beamer?
No, not yet. It is not.
I'm going a little different this week. I have a pour of Willet bourbon. It's really, really smooth.
Well, don't drink all of it.
Make sure the ice makers, you're saving the ice.
Yeah, that means the ice maker's broken.
Plenty on the bar. Teeny.
Macchiato.
A macchiato. Nice. With a shot of Bailey's in there or something?
No, Bailey's the dog.
All right. Well, it was a wild and woolly off week with for both the Oregon State and Georgia. Had a lot of big games and a lot of other news happening through the NCAA. But I guess go ahead and get into some of the games. We don't get to talk about ours, so
yeah.
May as well. I guess one of the first ones, the early games of the day, was that Ole Miss Oklahoma game.
Good one.
Yes, it was a good one. We're going back and forth. It was one of those where the weather, of course, played a big part in it. So I don't know if it prevented it from being such a track meet for Ole Miss. But I mean, goodness gracious, were you able to watch that one out in California there, Cord?
Yeah, funny story. I'll get to that. But I had to watch it on delay, and then we had to rewind it, and then my phone was blowing up, so I had to hide the phone so I could catch up on it. And then 2 minutes at the end of the game, the TV said, "Bong, recording ended." Yeah, and they were marching. Oklahoma was marching in the red zone to score in the last 2 minutes, and I'm like, "Oh, geez." So we had to ask Siri what happened. So fortunately, Siri didn't lie to us. But man, I was concerned about that game. Number one, because the weather that usually favors the defense. Oklahoma had the top defense in the country. Oklahoma was favored by 5 points, and it was at home. So, and hoping they'd bounce back against Georgia, and thankfully they did. They could have put it away early, but my goodness, they kicked 4 field goals.
Yeah.
So Winnidad Chambliss had 430 yards offense. So, I mean, he did well, and Kewan Lacey did well as well. I think that because Oklahoma couldn't get their run game going early, that put a lot more pressure on Mateer. And that would stall some drives and then put extra pressure on that defense. So it worked out.
That's the note I made. I think Nama mentioned it last week or previously, but the Mateer is not his old self before that injury, and he's a little bit gun shy when it comes to running the football. I mean, he had 13 carries for 17 yards. He had a good day through the air, better than average day through the air. I think over 200 yards, but it just wasn't enough out of the quarterback position to keep Ole Miss's defense guessing.
Yeah. And then one of the big things even Lane Kiffin said at the end of the game, the fact that he was very happy that they finished the game on defense pretty much. So they were actually able to get the stops in the fourth quarter. They were able to make the scores in the fourth quarter, which is, again, the big thing that didn't happen against Georgia. So he was really happy about that. And in the post-game press conference, along with talking a lot about the Oklahoma players that kept walking by saying they were the best players in the country or best defensive players. That guy right there. But But yeah, so I mean, it was LSU or not? Excuse me. Whew, I don't know where that came from. Oh, Ole Miss was able to definitely finish the game when they couldn't the week before, and yeah, we're able to do better in the elements than I guess I probably even thought they were going to. But I guess they did really well the year before. That wasn't that game that they killed Georgia last year down in Ole Miss. Wasn't that in a nastiness? So
yeah, that was sloppy. And then at the end of the game there, Trinidad fumbled a snap and had to fall on it and lost his footing. So I mean I think that was one of the reasons why I had a field goal or I had to turn the ball over or something like that.
And like Cord mentioned last week, Ole Miss had a much better defense last year. So that really they got in our face and hogtied us. So they're a much different team, but they're having a better season. And we'll talk about coaching stuff later. But Kiffin, he's the man in charge. He's got his agent is starting to pay some bills already. So
Jimmy Sweet,
that was a good game, and it kind of started the day off because we had a lot of good games that day.
Yeah, that 3:30 time slot came up next, and you had three of the biggest games happen in the SEC then because you had Mizzou, Vandy, Bama, South Carolina, and Mississippi State, Texas. All happened in that 3:30 hour. I mean, that's one of those things too that they were talking about on SEC Final. That time slot between like 6:15 or 6:20 and 7 or right at 7:15 night. That was just the craziness in all those games and how close they were. It was. I'm just glad I got 3 TVs in my basement now. that is definitely a good thing. But that Mizzou Vandy game went back and forth. It was a lot more of a defense struggle. I thought the offenses on both the teams were going to be able to put up more points in that game.
Yeah, that was surprising.
But Chad, I mean, it was a bad luck for Missouri with when Pabula dislocated his ankle in third quarter when he got pinned underneath. I mean, it was a horrible play call to begin with, in my opinion. But no reason he should have been running down there. But they should have kicked the freaking field goal too, with as close as it was. But in the time
was it a tie game at that point when he got hurt? 3-3 or
no? I mean, I think it was. I think they were down 7. They might have been down 17-10 at that point.
10-3.
But anyway, whatever it was one of those where it was two. You're trying to force get a touchdown when a field goal puts you in great position for a touchdown later to get over. It's a 4th and 2 as well at the goal line, and they'd not been having much luck running. And I mean, Vandy's got a solid defense, so doing that play call when Pabula's not really a running threat was, I think, a fool's errand, and it turned out to cost their quarterback potentially the season. There's some of the reports saying he could be back for the bowl game if they get there, but I mean, Zellers came in.
No way. Dislocated ankle?
Yeah, but I mean, they say there was no. I mean, it's not like Scadaboo's injury.
Okay, it can be like Peyton Manning, just drop back and not run.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I know. I mean, it's one of those. They said it was a long shot, but yeah. I mean, Zellers came in and did actually a really good job. Put up more yards passing in a quarter and a half than Pabula had through the rest of the game, and then a Hail Mary at the end of the game. He literally Coleman caught that ball. It was 6 inches from being in the end zone.
It looked to me that defensive back was in position to even intercept it or at least knock it down. But somehow it got through his hands, and then he
caught it. It was followed back. I mean, just think when you follow back like that, you got to use your legs and push back. But he just came straight down
at that point. So,
I think he was surprised, like you said. I think Coleman was surprised the ball even got through to him.
Right.
I think that game came down to coaching because I think Eli has a tendency to Drinkwitz has a tendency to outcoach himself, like you're talking about Nama. And I mentioned before, I really think Vandy's just really well coached, and they just kind of balance themselves within the game and just play it out in the trenches, and it goes from there. So,
yeah,
I think Missouri's done. But you're right about Zellers. He did come in and he did some things. So we'll see how I think they might have an off week this week.
Who's that?
Missouri. If they have an off week, they might be able to get some things established with the backup quarterback. I can't think of
Yeah, because I mean, again, this is really their third
Yeah,
quarterback
Missouri
of
has
the
a
year.
bye this week.
Yeah.
Yes, it's their third quarterback of the year because their other one, the one
Right.
who was actually projected to start, blew his ACL. I think maybe even before right before the first game in practice or something like that, or in the first game. But it was kind of neat seeing game day. I know you don't see it, Bernie, but seeing game day at Vanderbilt for the Vanderbilt Missouri game was kind of neat. So
Yeah, that was the right call because Vandy, I mean, they deserve that. Those fans deserve that. And, I'm glad they went there.
Yep. And then one of the other ones during that 3:30 time was the Bama South Carolina game. Holy smokes!
Man.
Alabama got so damn lucky in that game, but they keep finding ways to get the ball to bounce their way. I mean, South
Eventually the
Carolina.
luck will run out. They got lucky against Georgia.
Yeah. I mean, that beginning of that game, South Carolina was dominating every aspect of it. I mean, they were stopping Alabama, and I mean, the freaking running back had that ball in his hands, and then it's like he turned and handed it to the defensive backer or linebacker who had another Alabama player there next to him to keep him upright because he was about to fall on the ground.
All the way through the end zone.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you mentioned show notes, Nama. Sellers just he tries to do too much. I'm watching that South Carolina situation because every loss, this was a really devastating loss. I mean, they, like you said, they had that game in hand, and Beamer, I think, has a soft spot in Blacksburg, and I don't think Virginia Tech's going to get too many interviews of caliber. And what he's done there is he's changed the program somewhat, but he couldn't win this big game and probably should have. So
yeah. No, I mean, again, everything that the I guess the chances they'd given Alabama that whole time, but I mean, yeah, Sellers trying to fight for extra yardage when he was down, and he's going down and letting that guy rip.
Yeah,
I mean,
take the yard, eat him.
Just get down, and
yeah, he knew where they're going to try to do it.
Yeah. But I mean, they ripped it out and then scored 2 plays later, and I mean, they gave up the 2-point conversion and everything. So, just tough luck for South Carolina. I mean, they were such a fun team to watch last year too, with all the things they're able to do, and it's just this year started off so poorly for them. I mean, Saban was even talking during game day about how this was a definite trap game for Alabama because, I mean, coming off of playing that gauntlet of 4 ranked teams and winning all 4 of those games in a row without a bye week, and then coming into this game, I mean, they're thinking they're going to coast through it.
And South Carolina showed a spine. I mean, they were 12-point underdogs at home, and they showed that they were ready for the game. And I think that's a tribute to Beamer. I'm just not sure how faithful the Gamecock Nation is going to be with him.
Right.
I mean, like last season, like you just mentioned, that LSU game where Sellers just kind of came out of his shell.
Mm-hmm.
That was astounding. Just a great game. But
that's one they got cheated on, right?
Yeah, I'm not so sure it's going to be enough to keep Beamer around. I don't know that it's a situation he'll get fired. I do think they're kind of, some of the fan base is kind of done with him. And again, we'll get the coaching stuff later.
Yes.
But that was a game I think they needed to get, especially when the team showed up and proved that they were ready. And it just didn't work out.
Yeah, that's one of the more defeated I've seen Beamer look in a post-game press conference. I mean, I think he knows that they did. That was their opportunity. They had everything. It was all working for them, and they just made a couple of really bad mistakes at just the wrong time, and it came back and bit them. And so, and I guess the other game in that time slot was that Mississippi State-Texas game. Holy smokes. Mississippi State had a 17-point lead twice, once in the third quarter, and then had it again with 12:29 to go in the game. It managed to lose that damn game. Holy
That's the second week in a row for them. I mean, they should have beat Florida, and they had a really good chance to beat Texas. And even talk about backup quarterbacks. Manning went down with a concussion, and their backup quarterback came in and at least managed to get them the win. But Yeah, Mississippi State with a hot start was kind of surprising. I thought they were one of the worst teams in SEC to start the season, but you really don't know until they play the game. But that was you can just see the frustration along the sideline and late in the game. It was the same thing last week in Gainesville.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But they play with a huge chip on their shoulder, and it's the one thing. It's just like playing against Bama, Georgia, and Texas. You can't give those guys opportunities. You can't let them strip the ball. They have too many 5-stars on their team that can make plays within a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, one of the biggest things they were talking about the fact is the Texas special teams. They returned a punt for a touchdown the week before, and then they showed the replay of that one right before the punt return. The replay of the, I mean, it's exactly the same thing. They kicked it to the guy along the left sideline. The wall set up the exact same way, and I mean, again, the whole definition of insanity.
I think they picked up Oregon State's special teams coordinator.
They picked him up in the transfer portal.
Got a good deal.
Good call.
Yeah, but I mean, again, that one. I mean, they lost that one in overtime. So, but yeah, I mean, it was to do that well, then give up those points, and then go into overtime, and then give up your touchdown and just go backwards. I mean, it was a little disappointing. And then the last of the bigger SEC games was that A&M LSU game, and LSU started that game like they'd come to play some, or at least were doing everything they could, and we're actually winning at halftime. But that thing flipped. Thing flipped in the second half.
I like a lot of LSU's players. I think Nussmeier, plays with a lot of passion. I like the Weeks brothers. Who's their star defensive player that they've just kind of mishandled? I can't remember his name.
No, I can't either. Weeks brothers are the ones I keep thinking about. But one of them didn't play.
Yeah, they just play they're so talented and just have a nose for the ball. And Nussmeier just has a lot of passion for the game. I like them. I can't stand the coach. I'm kind of sorry they got rid of him, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But they deserved that loss. So
yeah.
Maybe it's his dancing videos with the players.
This is time with this family that gets in the way of coaching the footballs.
Is that his accent?
That's his accent.
From Massachusetts?
I guarantee you right now Ainsley is laughing.
But yeah, LSU outscoring them 35-7 in the second half. Just did everything to cement that deal. And I mean, all the videos of the Brian Kelly, the athletic director, walking up to him as he was coming off the field in the tunnel. And Brian Kelly's like, no, don't.
Hey, Brian, you got a minute?
Here. Not here. Not
in front of my family.
Yep.
Family.
Sorry. It's 4 syllables.
Yes. So, but yeah, I mean, everything else. I mean, I don't think there were any other real big upsets. Georgia Tech kept rolling. They were able to handle their business. And
while you mentioned Georgia Tech, so there's a great article by David Hell, a longtime friend of my blog, and ESPN Today. He wrote on Haynes King. It's a great. I'll send it to you afterwards. I thought I sent it to all 3 of you, but I guess I just sent it to Miranda. But Miranda, I said he's the toughest son of a bitch in college football is the basic gist of it. But I wanted to shout this out because I saw your guest last week went against the Jackets, which made it all better because he knows he's the only win for our guest host. They're like 1-3 now. Good luck with Florida. And then he wants a trophy at the end of the year if his one win holds up. So I told him we'd have to check our sponsorship word chest.
Cord, you got a trophy?
You know what? It just came in.
Broken. You broke it before we started recording.
What?
Okay.
This was my Heisman, but I'll give it to him.
You do earn it, but
Hey, again, it's got secret compartments and everything, so you never know what might be hidden inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Maybe the Goonies treasure map or something.
that's Georgia Tech. I mean, that kid, he's just tough as nails, and they just keep finding a way to win. And that I challenge everybody to go read that article. There's things about him that I'm not surprised, but was pleasantly surprised to read. So
Yeah, nope. But yep, they took down Syracuse, and yeah, they're doing well. So, I mean, it's looking more and more like it's going to be they'll be undefeated rolling into Mercedes-Benz when we play them. The end of on my mom's birthday, actually, November 28th. So, but anyway, so we also talked about.
Mom and Emma.
Oh well, I mean, it's in a while. We can get to that, but. Coaching vacancies. That is one of the crazy things. Of course, we're going to be playing against Florida this week, and they're one of the 12 football teams, at least at the time that I was able to, the research I was able to do, the 12 teams that currently have coaching vacancies.
It's a fluid situation.
It is a fluid situation, but LSU, Florida, Penn State, Arkansas, Oregon State, UCLA, Oklahoma State, Virginia Tech, Colorado State, UAB, Stanford, and Kent State. So it is just, I mean, I don't think there's ever been a time, of course, that there's been that many vacancies at this time of the year.
Yeah.
But it also begs the question, is like, I mean, are they going to be able to continue? Because how many coaches are there going to be? I mean, and then there's the law of diminishing returns. I mean, how many good coaches potentially are going to try to move around? That's what's
going to be interesting to see is I do think, like we talked about before you hit record, I do think it starts to level off. I think there's some programs going to back off now that LSU, Penn State, and Florida, probably the biggest nets to get interviews, especially at LSU. So I think there's some programs, maybe like Auburn, Wisconsin, a couple of others, Florida State, that probably hold still, or just decide, screw it. Losing, like I said last week, losing doesn't make money. So, but they're not going to get those interviews. So, what I'm really most interested to see is, who overreaches like UNC did with Belichick. Although they're playing better, but they're just not winning. But and also programs, like Oregon State, who might end up getting a better coach because they can't interview all these people. But some bigger programs overreach and get a coach that wins the interview, but isn't a great fit and can't win. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of what you're hearing, I know Cord has the ties with Ole Miss too. I mean, it is the biggest talk is Lane Kiffin being the biggest catch out there that people are hoping to try to be able to get. But I mean, again, why would he leave where he is? I think that I keep saying LSU. Ole Miss will do everything they can to match whatever amount of money anybody else gives him, and he could stay there for as long as he ever wanted to.
He's definitely staying. I agree with Cord.
Yeah, I think it's all noise, and I think they're just trying to, I don't know, with LSU and Florida, man, they are pushing hard for that. I mean, he's exactly what Florida wants. I don't know if I said this last time, but he scores points and he talks smack and wears a visor. I mean, that's what they're looking for.
So he's really matured. I mean, he is.
Yeah, he's done that too, and I don't think he's in a good spot in his life, and I don't think he's looking to chase the next Tennessee or USC or Raiders.
He's not the coach he was when he got fired on the tarmac at USC.
Right.
He's definitely
he's matured a lot.
Yeah.
No, I mean he is, and he is one of the. I mean, he's one of the most entertaining people to listen to, and I know we talked about it before how fun it would be to be a part of that SEC coaches text thread and stuff too. But I mean, yeah, he's just a great personality. He's fantastic when he does his interviews. I mean, he's got a great relationship with all the other coaches in the SEC and probably around the country too. But I mean, yeah, I don't know why he would go anywhere. But I mean, Willingham is the other person that apparently has been approached by several of them, but he's not leaving Notre Dame. He can do whatever he wants to up there as well. So it is going to be interesting to see which of these coaches, and then again, the domino effect that it does have with, I mean, again, it's one of those, I haven't heard a whole lot of like coordinator names or whatever yet. So
yeah,
it's all head coaches right now.
And that's what I meant by how it shakes out, because a reach to NFL might be a little bit soured with Belichick's the off season stuff, and
can we send it back?
The in season stuff. I mean, I do think they're playing better, but then someone like Florida starts to reach, they don't get Lane Kiffin, they don't get their second, third choice. Do they go for an NFL coordinator like Nama said? Do they go for
bring Monken back?
A college coordinator. I mean, it's just it's interesting to talk about this so early in the year with so many, like Nama said at the start, how many coaching assignments are available.
Right.
It's I want to put this down as an off-season topic, is Georgia's position in this, because we're pretty lucky right now. And how long do we have this feeling of security?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
this is not
like a farm team. You and Alabama, everyone's trying to pick up your coaches, your coordinators and stuff like that. But I mean, it's going to be a long 2 months for LSU and University of Florida.
Yep.
Because he's not going to sign. Lane's not going to sign that extension yet.
Right.
Yeah, it keeps it keeps going up and up and up. I mean,
he's leveraging it for a big payday.
Yeah. He's going to be the highest paid coach.
Millions in donations for the athletic department, and it's going to motivate fans for his home game to stay for the entire game. But I think Saban was saying, sometimes these jobs that were great jobs are just good jobs, and what Kiffin has done at Ole Miss, he turned a good job into a great job, and Saban said, Florida and LSU might not be a better job than what he has at Ole Miss.
I agree, and
he's given everything he wants as far as the roster is concerned.
Yeah, he can keep that coaching staff together another year, another 2 years. I mean, it's just remarkable to me that he had the better overall team, like Cord said last year. And they've shown they're ready to go into the portal. They're ready to go into NIL money, and they bought some players. So that proves to a coach that I have what I need to succeed here. And then this year, I think they're a better overall team just because they watched film on Division II quarterbacks and had someone ready to fill in when Austin Simmons went down, and he hadn't given up the snaps. So kudos.
Charlie Weiss actually found Trent out on his Twitter feed.
Oh yeah,
Twitter.
Yeah, they weren't recruiting him at all. Like, who's this kid?
Yeah. No, but I mean, again, I think still one of the bigger things with the coaches and the way that it all is working now is I think that you can win at an Ole Miss, where they said that it used to say that you couldn't. That he was able to figure out how to use the portal. He's able to get the players in and do that, and it's such a different game now. One of the other big things is with this new round of coaches, what's going to happen with the buyouts? I mean, we talked about it last week, the fact that Napier, his contract, his buyout, he got it no matter what. Everybody else's buyouts are contingent and on different things and go or whatever. But the one thing they're talking about now is that I guess the way it had been when all these coaches were hired, NIL it was just starting, and the transfer portal was really just starting, and the coaches were king. And that's why you had to pay all the big money to keep them. Now there's so much money put into the players. Is that going to start going back the other way? I mean, they're not going to offer the buyouts because they know what's going to happen, but they're trying to give the coaches a chance. It's going to be an interesting thing to see because all these coaches with these massive buyouts, most of them happen before all this turmoil and everything. So
I don't know why are these colleges trusting an athletic director that's maybe been there for a year or two, has a communications major, not including cousin Kate,
I say, don't be
maybe
ripping on communications
maybe
majors.
a poli sci major,
Don't say
and
poli
worked a
sci.
little bit. What?
I'm poli sci, man. I was undergrad.
Well, I love you, Nana, but I don't know if you could outsmart Jimmy Sweet with a $200 million contract and, including a $67 million buyout.
Yeah.
I mean, my goodness. Why are they paying all this money for people not to work?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys heard the governor of Louisiana, Jeff Landry, but he was saying that, gosh, now they have a $53 million liability. And the guy that did that contract, Scott Woodard, the AD at LSU, left A&M back in 2019, and he caused a $77 million buyout.
Don't hire that
guy. He's applying at Oregon State. We just cut ours.
Nice. All right. Well, all right. I'm sure we'll get back into this coaching discussion later on as we have even more people that pop on. But let's go ahead and wrap up our locks of the week from last week there, Bernie, before we get into the next week's games.
So
this week's games.
I had Vandy -2.5. They covered. So I moved to 4-4-1. So does Nama with a push. Mississippi State.
Half point.
Plus,
half point.
Yeah, half point gotcha. Cord moves up to 3-5-1 because he was wise enough to take Ole Miss +5. So that's where we stand going this week.
Wait, I had Wazoo.
No, we kept your other one.
Wait, what?
Dude, you can't.
You're on air. You're on air. You make a prediction. You can't do these random things. The people won't have any faith in it.
You can't change the teams. You can't change coaching staffs. I mean, all that.
But my other lock won by like 21 points.
Well,
I'm sorry. I forgot to mention.
Oh, yeah. What about the Wrangler?
Chris Miranda, because the Wrangler, Brian, had Syracuse +17.5, and they did not cover. But I learned on the golf course Saturday morning that they had a backup quarterback, which I didn't know as well because I endorsed his pick, and I'm very, very, very sorry for future trophy winning Chris Miranda.
Yeah, no, Syracuse lost their quarterback to an ACL.
Yeah,
a few weeks back.
Yeah, wasn't up on that.
Yeah,
sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. All right, so I guess go ahead and start getting into this week's games. Of course, Oregon State gets to play their first conference game of the year.
Yeah, this is might be a deciding factor for the Rose Bowl.
So is the next game considered a conference game as well, or is it is the first one the only official conference game?
Depends if we lose or not. If we lose, we get a second chance because we'll play them up in Pullman a little bit later in the year.
Right. So
what a weird
scenario. Dude, it's the West Coast. It's crazy out there. You don't understand.
Yeah,
nobody does. So again, the games being played in Corvallis, Washington State at 4-4. It's coming in and is a 3.5 point favorite.
Yep.
So, I mean, how do you see that game shaping up? I mean, is Murphy gonna start? Or are they gonna go with who was the backup that did so well?
Jabari from Mizzou.
Jabari, yeah.
Jabari Johnson. So they asked the interim coach, Akey, who's going to start? And he's like, well, I haven't decided yet. So he's not telling anybody anything. It's going to be Jabari Johnson. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah. I mean, he looks so much better for the short amount of time.
Just because they played a second half very well against almost Division II team.
The Leopards, baby.
Yeah, from Lafayette. Yeah, I'm not sold on them yet. They got to prove something else. So we'll see how they do. No, right now, I would go Wazoo on this one. I mean, what they did at Ole Miss, 3 points. And the next week, what they did, and they flew back to Virginia, they lost by 2 points.
Yeah.
And they're only favored by 3.5.
Yeah.
Sorry, Beavs.
We saw them at App State, so yeah, I think the Cougars might be able to take that game. But yeah. All right, and then Georgia and Florida playing in the world's largest outdoor cocktail party.
Wait. What's the official name?
That's it.
That's it. He said it.
Who said it?
No,
I thought the schools came out and changed it a couple of years ago.
No, the schools didn't.
What?
I mean, we had one president that did, but we're not going back there.
Yeah.
Well, what did he call it?
The Georgia-Florida game.
Yeah.
I had a coworker ask me today, "So are you going to the Florida-Georgia game?" I said, no, I'm going to the Georgia-Florida game.
I know. It is so weird when they hear
Is that what Florida calls it? The Florida-Georgia game?
Yes.
Yeah. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
But this is a game I think we have to control the clock. We have to do ball control. We have to come out ready to run. And we have to win the turnover battle. Lagway's prone to throwing some questionable throws. I think he has 9 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. That's not a great ratio for this time of the season. So we have to get some hands in his face. Defensively, we have to tackle. I think they're going to come out and they're going to be ready to run the ball with Jordan. I think it's Jordan Ball. He's averaging over 5 yards a carry. We have to put him on the ground before he gets to the second level. If he, has a great game, then he's probably the player of the game, and they are probably winning. But I think we'll be ready for that. So just freaking tackle and put ball carriers on the ground, because I don't trust Lagway to win that game. I think Ball is the one offensive player that could. When we talk about Georgia, we're talking about how do we stack up defensively. We know what our offense can do, and I really trust our offense to control the clock, like I said, and move the chains and maybe get an early lead and we can kind of sit on it. But hopefully we can just tackle and get that guy on the ground.
Yeah. I don't know. I think one of the things that I heard that was very interesting, a lot of times when you're going against a team that you've got new coordinators, you got all these new coaches and everything else, you're worried because you have no tape on what they're going to do and have no idea what they're going to potentially run. Because I've heard them talking about the fact that Napier had done all this talk about wanting to do the wide open 5 receiver systems and everything like that, but he kept putting people in to try to extra protection because Lagway is going to get killed and they're going to change all this different stuff and brand new offense. And so most people be scared of that. But with what our defense has done in the first and second quarters of games when we've had tape on people, I think this might be the best thing for us, having no idea what to do. And then maybe we're going to come out and actually, instead of planning for something we think they're going to run, just be prepared for anything, and maybe they'll do better defensively to start a game. Holy smokes.
And offensively, like I mentioned before, we have to move the chains, control the clock to get that defense the time to adjust. And I do think we're probably the healthiest we've been since early in the season. I think there's, the people that are out for this week are, we're healthiest on, main thing is offensive line. I mean, they did such a great job against Ole Miss, especially late, just kind of leaning on that defensive line and just, finding extra yards for the ball carrier. So hopefully early on, like you said, we can do that, move the chains and give the defense time to adjust, and hopefully they're just ready to come out barking and get her to the ass.
Yep. So, and this is gonna be a show trip. So that's gonna be the fun part of it. Cord and I are gonna be meeting up, and the wives are coming. We're loading up a minivan and heading down to St. Mary's to hang out with Bernie and Jen on Friday night, and we're going down to the game and tailgate, meet up down there with some friends, and we're still looking for 2 tickets. So any friends of the show out there that got tickets that they're
if
looking
you guys
to
want
sell.
us to sit next to you, we
with
have
the Ole Miss shirt.
Well, I can wear whatever. I'm a fair weather fan.
Yeah, we know that about you.
So it's
Yeah,
gonna
it'll be good.
it's gonna be fun. I haven't been down to a game in quite a few years, so it's gonna be a good time.
Good weather, great friends.
And field passes. That's all we need.
Yeah. Anybody can hook us up with field passes.
Yeah, we'll rush the field again. We'll show you how, Bernie.
That's your area, Cord.
Hey, how tall is that fence there at that stadium? Can we jump down, or we got to tuck and roll?
Nah, that's one of the things that I think they actually talked about in the player interviews today. They were talking about the fact that at the end of the game, like the Georgia players would try to jump up in the stands with the student section and stuff like that, and talk about how far it is from from where the field is up into the stadium. So it's a pretty big drop. So
you know what? We should have grabbed Youssef's zip line.
Yes, that would have done it.
That was awesome.
Okay, Meg, your turn.
We haven't tested it out yet, but it's a soft landing.
You're the first to go.
Yep. All right. Well, I guess we need to go ahead and get into our picks for this coming weekend then. So, I'll go first. And I think the game I want to go with is that Vanderbilt-Texas game. I mean, I think Texas keeps skating by on things, and Vanderbilt keeps finding a way to do what they need to do. And I think I've got Vanderbilt getting 2.5. What do you have it, Bernie?
I checked this morning as 1.5.
I like my lines on ESPN a lot better. But anyway, all right. Well, I still think Vandy's going to win the game outright. So,
what time is that game?
That's the noon kickoff.
Noon kickoff 2.5 right now on BetUS.
Yes, 2.5 right now on ESPN Bet.
2.5.
2.5. Okay. 2.5.
You know what? Give them 3.
See, now why didn't you give me this from last week? I'd be ahead of you.
Cord, stop.
So, okay. But anyway,
who's next?
All right,
maybe you, Cord.
I'm going with
like three.
Old Crimson Wazzu minus 3.5 at Reser Stadium.
Your own team.
Hey, it's all about the money.
It's a building year. Wait till they all jump in the portal, Bernie. I won't even know any of them.
So what do you have it as? I've got minus 3.5.
Yeah, that's what I saw earlier. Yep,
that's what it is on ESPN. ESPN
yeah,
Bet as well.
I just think their running games too. Washington's running games got a pretty good running back there, and quarterback's decent. And my goodness, their defense was causing issues for Ole Miss.
Yeah,
they didn't get blown out in Virginia. So, and I mean, even though Oregon State changed their name to Ogeron State, I don't think Coach O is going to be out there this week.
Not quite yet. Not quite yet. All right. How about you, Bernie? What you got?
I really like Ole Miss. I think South Carolina's kind of done. Ole Miss minus 12.5, but this is my game. I always want to beat Florida. I believe in the dogs.
But
I can do it. So dogs minus 7. In Jacksonville for the last time for a couple of years.
Yep.
So let's go out with a win on the St. Johns River and bring it all home.
All right, so another lock of the week. What's going to be the percent of the crowd at Georgia, Florida, over or under 60% Georgia?
You mean by the end of the game, or
no? It's the beginning of the game. You can always tell, how good the other team has done that season by the advantage of their fans, and that as a bystander, as an independent bystander.
I experienced it's probably a little bit less than 60-40 Georgia fans. So,
all right, so you're taking the under.
We just hope by the end of the game. I saw a picture a couple years ago, and the seats are empty, and then you see a slow stream of fans going up on the other side. That's what you want to see. That's all that matters. I hope it starts 50-50 because I personally have sat
on the line.
On the line, hands length to a
Yeah.
fan in the end zone, and
On those rickety old things. Holy.
Richard Samuel made that touchdown run, and I just looked over to that guy I've been yelling at all game, and I said, "Sorry."
Oh my goodness. This will be
All right, Nama, over or under?
I don't know. Honestly, I think it's one of those things where I think it'll be at the start of the game, it'll be right around 50-50. I mean, it's one of those
All right,
that
so you
people
under, you're under, I'm over. I think it's gonna be more than 60% Georgia.
Okay.
It's just that the fans, I mean, it's such a destination thing that everybody does, and that stadium's not that massive to begin with. I think it only is around, what is it, 60,000, 65,000? 65,000, 67? But
They usually
anyway,
take out the hot tubs for Jaguars games.
yeah.
Except one year, I think they had the hot tubs for the Jaguars games. I mean, the Georgia Florida game.
But anyway, so I mean, I don't know. I gotta check out or reach out to cousin Bill, see if he's going to be down there with the family, so we can try to meet up with them or try to go find them.
He's got better things to do than go to that game.
Don't drink the Bloody Marys, Nama.
Hey, we're not flying down again. I guess we don't need to talk about that story. Holy smokes, talk about
Okay, not on air.
The same situation. It's the same situation when Halloween was on a Friday night. And then you and I took the red eye down there in the morning with a whole bunch of folks.
Landed hot.
We landed hot, but yeah, man.
And Nama rallied. That's all I'll say.
That is true. I mean, three of cousin Bill's Bloody Marys in an hour time is way too many. It's way too many. But
Was
yes,
that 3:30 game?
It's always a 3:30 game. I don't think it's ever. I can't remember when ever not.
One year is 7:30, and that was a shoot show. Sorry,
that was
Ryan. It was a bad deal.
Was that in Jacksonville though, or is that the one we played in Gainesville?
No, that was in Jacksonville. One year, I can't remember what year it was, but it was a late game, and that was not a great combination with the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. So.
No, I mean that's one of the things they talk about too is the fact that the fans from both sides wait till the last minute to roll themselves into the stadium, taking every advantage of getting as liquored up as possible for the event to make it called the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. Because they talk about
it's not a great venue to do that. So
no, especially this year, like you said, with all the parking issues
awesome,
and everything else. Yeah, but anyway.
It'd be a good weekend.
We should have got the zip line from Yosef and tied it to the Adams mark, and we just
zip on down.
Zip on in there. Nice.
Oh, it's too low. It's too low.
Okay, all right. Well,
next.
Well, if you're going to be down at the Georgia-Florida game, or Florida-Georgia, if you're going to call it that for some reason, and give us a comment, whatever, we maybe try to meet up with you or let you know where we're going to be. But
or if you want us to sit next to you, we got some people available on our crew.
We do. You might be able to choose which ones of us, and you'd probably be better off taking our wives. But anyway. But until next week.
Wait, got a few announcements.
Oh, Lord.
Just a shout out to all our Michigan State fans in East Lansing. There's going to be a sale for coaches gear and very good stuff at the Goodwill here very soon. You can get it on the cheap. Another shout out to cousin Kate. She is my favorite cousin. And then to Mia and her two roomies, Molly and Jeannie. Make sure you stay for the entire game so that you can make sure Lane stays there for another 15 years. That's all I got.
All right. So you're hoping to get Jonathan Smith coming back to Oregon State?
Who's that?
He's dead though.
Your old coach. I thought that was all the Michigan State gear.
No, he's persona non grata.
He's dead to him.
Gotcha.
I mean, you talk about the captain leaving the ship first.
Yeah. He's like,
just for the Oregon game, I'm leaving, guys. Good luck, and you guys can't jump in the portal till I'm out of here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, gosh, there's nothing but hate for that guy. But, oh well.
So it goes.
I told you.
Yep, you did.
All right.
Well, go Dogs.
Go Beavers.
Hey, safe travel, dudes. Go Dogs. Beat Florida.